Well, I was just, oh, hello there. I'm just getting back from shopping actually. I've been to, the old popular supermarket, Tesco's, and on my way back from Nottingham. I've just driven back from Nottingham because I've been working there at school, and, I thought I'd say a word or two before it's too late about the budget. Because yesterday, which I think was the 23rd, Wednesday the 23rd, so that makes Thursday today the 24th of March 2011, that young chap, what's his name, one of the Bullingdon boys, George, that's it, George Osborne, and then he said Alakai then, he's the guy that reads the news. George Osborne had his little red box, I don't know if it's little or big, but anyhow, his little red box, and he's pulled out his budget, and he was talking about, his headline statement was about putting fuel into the tank of the British economy and driving us forward into new glorious vistas where Britain's going to be the place that makes things, invents things, creates things, and manufactures things and takes over the world again. And overrated it a little bit, I think. Anyway, we get the sentiment, but I takes off to my petrol station because I heard on the news. I think he said it himself, didn't he? I was listening to it about 1 o'clock because I wasn't working yesterday. I wasn't teaching anyway. I was working. No peace for the wicked. He says at 6 o'clock, fuel duty's going to come down by 1p, and he wasn't going to put it up because apparently he was supposed to put it up by a penny or something, and then it was supposed to go up again in April by 5p. So he said, because I heard him on the radio this morning, that's actually a saving of about 6p for the hard-pressed motorist and British householder and car driver. But I chugs off to my local filling station, and I pass the Esso station because they're usually, they're not too bad actually here, but they're usually a bit more expensive than if you go to the supermarket. So I takes off, I guess, to Sainsbury's. Because they're about the cheapest around here in terms of supermarkets. Jet stations usually pretty good. Now I was thinking to see that it was going to be about 127.9 or something, because it's a penny cheaper. But no, since the last time that I filled up, which was only last week, I think I put about £50 worth of fuel in just to go to Nottingham back 2 or 3 times. It was 128.9, which is exactly the same as it was when I filled it up last week. I'm getting to think to myself, how they put the petrol price down by a penny like they're supposed to have done, or have they put it up? Because I won't go and pay any attention to how much the petrol's costs until I need to fill up. Well, I reckon it was probably 129.9, which is really nearly £1.30. Why they don't say it's £1.30. And they put it down, the Chancellor put it down, and so there was no difference to me whatsoever. And it's a nightmare because this time last year, I can't remember if I was working in Nottingham at this time or not, but I was doing the trip sometime last year, the same trip, and I was able to go there for about £10 round trip. Now it's more like about £15. I mean, that's a big difference. It really is. And I don't think my car is any less efficient because I had it serviced not too long ago, and that cost a pretty penny. I wasn't too pleased with the garage either, Shakespeare Street garage. I'm not going back there again. Sorry. Anyway, so much for the budget. But I want to say a thing or two about the economy and stuff, because we're getting to thinking that, we're wealthy here and things aren't too bad, and in fact, compared to most of the world, that's true. But what younger people in particular, not people that's my age and a bit older, don't realise is everything they buy is inflated. It's just grossly inflated, and when I say grossly, I mean grossly, not just a little bit. Now, take this shopping here, look, that I've just bought. I only bought a couple of things. First thing I bought was this milk, yeah? 4 pints of milk, or what they call it, 1 point, you normally told you. No, it says 4% fat. Oh yeah, 4 pints is on the side. So, 4 pints of milk, or 2.272 litres, yeah? And that cost me, what did it cost me? It cost me £1.25. £1.25 for 4 litres of milk. Now I hear you saying, that's pretty good, because where I go it costs me £1.50, £1.60 or whatever. Well, let me tell you something. I know the Scot farmers are screaming out because they're hardly making any profit. In fact, some of them are probably making a loss producing the white stuff. Yeah? It's the blooming milk producers and in-between men that's making the money, and the supermarkets. They're squeezing the farmers out of business now. They're talking about having these big super farms, like in Nocton. There was a plan to have this farm where there was going to have, originally, there was going to have about 8,000 cows there. You know, they say, you know, there's economy in scale, the economy of scale, and that way I guess the farmers reckon they could make a bit of a profit, because at the moment a lot of them are just barely, you know, scraping through, breaking even, as they say. Anyway, the other thing I bought, so that was £1.25. I've got more to say about that in a minute. Now, this is my other favourite thing, because I like milk, and I like bananas. Now these should have cost, let's see how much they should have cost. £1.15 for about two kilos again, isn't it? No, it's 1.5 kilos, I think. It's in tiny, tiny little writing. You can hardly read that. I think I'm going to have to put my glasses on for that. Make sure of that. Yeah, 1.5 kg. Now what you'll notice is I didn't pay full price for these. Now, I never pay full price for bananas if I can help it. If they get to be a little bit ripe, shops just mark them down, don't they? Now, this one's a little bit bruised, that one. I'll use that one for cooking. But like one like this one here, it's got a little bit of bruising on it. Well, there's nothing wrong with that, look. It's just a tiny little bit of bruising. Well, it's good to go. You can eat that with no problem. Could do with being a bit riper. But I only paid, I only paid, I paid 59p for them, so about half price. A lot of people look at that and say, well, you've done well there, son. You got a couple of bargains. £1.25 for 4 pints of milk, 2.2 litres of milk, 2.72 litres of milk. And, you know, 59p for a blooming big bunch of bananas. You've done all right. That's not the way I think about it. You see, that's not 20 shillings. That's actually more than a guinea. Actually, let me think about it. A guinea was actually 21 shillings, wasn't it? Because half a crown used to be 2 and 6, and half a crown, so a crown must have been 5 shillings. Anyway, half a crown was 2 and 6, and that's equivalent to 25p. Now, I want to show you something that cost me 25p. This book here, First Steps to Harmonica, because I play the harmonica. Yeah, I think I've got one on me here. What key is this one in? Yeah, that's my D harmonica. Now, that book there, just have a look. The First Step series, all the books in these series, cost just 25p. That's the same, that's exactly the same as I pay for something else that costs 25p these days. I can't remember, I haven't got it. Now, this book here, that cost me 25p, okay, I think we'd agree, it's not kind of high quality production, it's not printed on gloss paper or whatever, but you went into a music shop today, yeah, get a book like this. I had to travel all around London. I had to go some place. I couldn't just get it where I was living at the time. I think it was in Wimbledon. I had to go up London somewhere to get this book. Specialist music shops. You go into a music shop today and get yourself a book. Right, okay, quality of it has changed. Yeah, quality's changed, and there's a lot more in this book. So let's say this book should cost at least 4 times as much as that one, yeah? Well, if it was 4 times as much as that one, that would mean it cost £1. £1, yeah? But this book, which I bought now, I didn't tell you, but that book I bought in 1974 or 5, so we're talking about 35 years ago, yeah? Is that right? Yeah. Now this book, I bought in 2005. In fact, I'll be honest with you, I didn't buy it. I said I stole it. No. A friend of mine bought it. Paul bought me this book. I think it was written in the front of it. I got him to write in the front of it for me, so thank you for that, Paul. But this book, I'll tell you how much this cost. Not £1. £9.95p. £9.95. So that is like not 10 times as much. It's about 40 times as much. Yeah, for a book which I admittedly, looking at it together, it is a bigger and better book. But is it 40 times bigger and better? I don't know. And this, if you go in a music shop today, I reckon you're going to pay £3, £4, maybe even £5. You can't get music books for they're not cheap. They're not cheap at all. I'll tell you what, I fancy a bit more of that banana. What about you? Well, I'm sorry, you can't have any. No. Right. Now, coming back to our milk, 20 shillings, actually 25 shillings, you could have done more or less a daily shop with that back in 1975. Back in 1975, 4 pints of milk, well, you wouldn't buy 4 pints of milk, yeah? You could get a pint of milk for about 6p, 7p, maybe a shilling if it was gold top, yeah? 12p, 12 old pennies, not 12 new p. 12 new p is 2 shillings and about 4p, something like that. So they confused it all back in about 1970, 71 when Edward Heath, he was pretty pro-European, he was a conservative, he was pretty pro-European, and there was a referendum, and we went into the European kind of common currency, didn't we? Well, not the European common currency, we actually went into the European community. That was what we went into. Now, as a part of that, because all the European nations had kind of decimal currencies, and we had the old imperial, you know, which was a bit awkward, kind of 12p to the 12p to the shilling, and then 20 shillings to the pound, and that meant 144p in £1. It makes sense. And you got in Spain and in France and Germany, kind of cents. You had cents, and it made sense if you see what I mean. So we had to change over. But then, of course, when they brought in the decimal system, they ripped us off again there, didn't they? They put all the prices up a little bit, you know, because it couldn't be exact, could it? And the prices didn't go down, they went up steadily. And they've been going up ever since then. Now I'm going on a bit, but I want to point out the fact that for, 25 shillings here, you could get your Sunday roast. Yeah, you might have paid about 5, 6 shillings to get a chicken. Yeah, whole chicken, 5 or 6 shillings, which is talking about 30p. 30p for a chicken. Or maybe you might, if you got a big chicken, a nice one, you might pay about, 18 shillings or something like that. Yeah, 18 shillings. That's not even £1. That's 90p. Yeah. So now, coming back, I mean, it was 1970. My dad is working in the Air Force. He was he was a corporal, yeah? And I seem to remember, and I don't know if I got this right, but I think it's right. He was only earning this is about 1970, 20 shillings a week. That was his take-home pay, about that amount. I remember I used to get threepence, one of those little kind of 12-sided little coins from my pocket money. And what I used to do, when I got my threepence, I used to wait till this van came around, the guy used to come round, they had a shop on Monks Road, which is where we ended up living, and he used to come round in his van round the RAF camp, Married Quarters, where we used to live, and he used to sell all kinds of things in his van, and one of the things he sold was biscuits. And I love the old digestive biscuits, so, not this type, these ones have got the fruit in, used to be the McRitchie's ones, and for a packet, which is about this size, I've eaten about half of these, or I haven't actually eaten them all, some of them are still in the tin, yeah? For a packet about this size, I could get that whole packet for threepence. Well, this packet, the whole thing, when I bought it, well, admittedly it was yay big. Well, it cost me about 80 or 90p for that. Well, that 80 or 90p that we're talking about, threepence, yeah? That 80 or 90p that I paid for these biscuits equates to 16, 18 shillings, yeah? Now, the packet of biscuits that I bought, equivalent to this size, McVitie's, oh sorry to plug, was threepence, which was a quarter, let's see, threepence. Yeah, threepence, sixpence, this is a quarter of a shilling. 1/4 of 1 shilling. So I could have got, for the price that I paid for this double size packet, you could say, I could have got 4 times 18, which has got to be about 64, isn't it? 36, no, 62. I've got 62 packets. If I haven't got my sums wrong, yeah.